What's going on, everyone? Kame here. We're going to be doing a Coach Kame for Mason, a name at which I'm not even going to pretend to try to pronounce, but it's Spin. We're calling him Spin. Are we cool with that? I think we discussed it. We're cool with that. If not, then I'm just going to pretend that we're cool with that. Remember, if you want to get your own Coach Kames, be a sub to me on Twitch, YouTube member, and or a patron, go on to Discord. My Discord, links down in the description. Also, if you're in chat right now, ! Discord will get you a link to it. Go in there, go into the settings of Discord and link whatever, way you're supporting, whether it be YouTube, Twitch, or Patreon. You get access to a bunch of sweet channels, playing custom games, get access to our amazing community. And lastly, of course, Coach Kames, you can submit it. We'll help you out if you have any issues there. So we're gonna be playing Ashe. By we, I mean, they're gonna be playing Ashe, and they're playing Fortress Breaker against a Torvald and Terminus. And I think it's legit. Terminus isn't going Crush, but that would probably, okay. Fortress Breaker, 100%. Burn Monster is going to be able to screw up your dash, so you don't want to go the dash reduction damage. Torvald can silence you. That's about it. And if Terminus was crushed, then he could also stop you while you're dashing just by stunning you. So I definitely think Fortress Breaker is the way to go. Here's the downside, though. You've got Cripple Roots, you've got Fortress Breaker, and then you have a shield bot. Like literally Aegis Fernando, assuming that they're going max shield cooldown. They're just going to be running around with their shields up. And you don't have that much damage. You have a Lex and you have a Tiberius, so it's putting a lot of pressure on them. But Ashe can still do stuff. It's not like, technically, Ashe should be able to do more damage to Fortress Breaker, so I take back what I said. You are not running the one that reduces the cooldown on the shield if you hit with a Kinetic Blast. And I think it's fine. A lot of people don't run that. I find it a lot of fun, but it's not mandatory whatsoever. Reduce the cooldown of your shoulder bash, that's fine. 40% lifesteal, everyone loves lifesteal. It's a free 10% per point. It's one of the best bang for buck loadout cards in the game. Yeah, I mean, Ashe still doesn't do that much damage, but still, it's a lot of lifesteal just for cards, so you can't pass that up. Some extra life, yep, and then reduce the damage taken after using shoulder bash, which I think doesn't start up until you finish the shoulder dash. It says after, so I don't know what exactly that means. I don't think it starts up as you switch loadouts last second. Okay, let's go ahead and let that happen real quick. So it looks like we did change the loadout. We have percussion, increase the knockback of your distance for kinetic burst, 40% lifesteal. You are running Siege Engine. Now, again, it's not something that's ran a lot, but I really like it. And I like the fact that you went away from the loadout of reduced damage after you get out with a dash, just because you have a couple of things can really shut down your dash. So it's not really going to help out that much. I love Siege Engine. Again, it's not used that much. I personally don't like percussion. I am just, I hate environmental deaths at the core. Like when it got added in CB30, I was like, man, I hate this. I hate it so much. That was one of the big things I hated about Overwatch was environmental deaths. And it just wasn't in the game at all in Paladins. But now it is, and it definitely can be used. But just be careful not to go Jolt 5 and sit next to a ledge the entire game and do nothing but waiting for people to come over and you get like 2 Jolt kills and you feel like you did. I'm not targeting anyone here. It probably sounds like I'm targeting, but I'm not. It's still good. You must shoot where the enemy is going, not where the enemy is. So a quick note. Wait for the balls to stop shooting. A quick note about, really quickly, I'm assuming you know this, but you were just going to knock them back. With Siege Engine that reduces the cooldown of your Siege Shield when you hit people with your Kinetic Burst, the cooldown of your Siege Shield needs to be on cooldown. Like the numbers need to start. See how it's on 6 seconds? If you do it while your shield is up, it won't count towards it. In my brain, I'm like, it would be cool if they did do that, where you could do it while the shield is up, but that would be busted because you can get so many Kinetic Bursts out. A Torvald needs to be targeted right now. Nice try about trying to knock that off. Give him a shield to hide behind. Yep. Get some shield dance and love ongoing. Right now, you just have to pray that you can get a kill. Okay, that works. Now you have to start making the push on a point. You don't need you didn't really need to dash there. Ooh, you got to get out of that. Shield down. Should have went the other way there. Burn Monster was completely cutting off that area, and it was rough. Now the Fernando's trying to make the last minute push. It is pretty much mandatory to touch it. Will this overtime proc? That was at 90%. It won't now. It does. Did the Lex go through there? The Lex went through the left side, right? Wow. That's insane. The overtime proc time is just insane. So sometimes you might just want to like hold off on capturing the point if someone touched it recently, just so you can make sure that you can try to get a right. Yeah. That should hit. Okay. Now this does help if you want to go a certain side. Like if you want to keep pushing on left side and zoning out left side, Kinetic Burst with the extra knockback can be nice. Sure. Bam. Careful about peeking out there. Yeah, there's nothing you can do there. Peek around, pop a shield down. Back up out of that fire. The gazing of the abysses. Oh no. Right click. Yep. Get that shot off as soon as possible. That person just literally vanished and apparently you didn't get it. I would dash. Ooh. No, Burn Monster. Don't you love Burn Monster? Isn't it fun? Terminus going up in the front and just, holding up a shield, doing things. Just doing things. Never mind. So you don't normally want to double up on where tanks are. You want to make sure to hold other sides so the flanks can't go through and get out for free. This is a big ult coming in from Androxus. But that was actually a fine thing to do, as you were essentially. I would definitely be going for a right click here and trying to get that up as fast as possible. Yep. Falling back. But you usually want to like split up how you want to cover. In theory, though, that was the best thing to do because Fernando was going low, so the Fernando would want to swap to another side, get out of cauterize, shield to the left. That works too. So make sure you're not getting blown up by the tower. The tower does a lot of damage. Good hold. You'd want to swap out that Fernando. Good job trying to shoot above the shield. I don't know how easy it's going to be. Charge, dash, kill that Androxus, and then go back to the left. The tanks are low. Hopefully your team will be able to push off that. Oh, people are just getting out with 1 life, though. Oh, no. It's going downhill here. I think that push was fine, you know, getting up in the back line and doing some work. But, yeah, not so fast. Really try when you have another shield bot. If you see their shield up, just hide behind the shield and shoot. And then when their shield drops, drop your shield. And then hopefully they notice, oh, they're rotating shields. And then when your shield drops, then they put on a shield. Fernando plus Ashe with Fortress Breaker and Siege Engine, or Ashe plus Makoa with Half Shell and Barrier Reef is stupid putting together. So it's okay if you just are holding down one central point like this to group together like that, especially if you're rotating stuff. But in general, you kind of want to split up and be able to cover multiple sides. That's what makes double tank so nice. That's rough. Scruff McGruff right there. That's probably going to be a push in there. Grover trying to stay alive. Lex is all like, Lex! And they're like, nah, we're good. You don't have your ultimate up. That's rough. But feel free to get a little bit aggressive here. Just go straight in. There you go. Found a terminus. Cool. Don't hesitate. You're a tank, especially when you see your tank going in, or your team going in. So here, I don't like this. Like, you had this perfect opportunity to be behind them, and that's a great sandwich. You have people over here, you'd have a Lex there, but you're going over to the right side. Maybe you're looking for a knockoff, I don't know. But again, knockoffs are fine, but do not dictate your gameplay purely off of the fact that you know you can knock people off. If you wanted to do that, you could go over here to the left side by the beginning and see if there's anybody over there. Use your shield to push up and be able to knock people off. But there, you just had such a perfect opportunity, and what's happening here is you're maybe trying to get into a better position in your brain, but you're letting your team fight a 4v5, and that's not good. You went from, this is going to work out for you guys because you guys are getting a lot of kills, but what's funny is like you went from this position of, not to try to beat it into your head, from you sandwiching the team to you now putting yourself in the middle of 3 enemies, and now you're being sandwiched. Obviously a lot easier for me to notice when I am wall hacking, but what's that, bird in the hand is worth something. If you see an opportunity, go for it. Wait for that to drop. That works. Wait, I hit a button. Sorry. I was holding W. Sorry, I'm just so used to holding W. It's a habit. Shield a little bit early on that. Perfect. Get the cooldown off. Ooh, shield up immediately. Start backing out. Right click out of there. Perfect. Here you want to fall back. Not help out too much just because you just wanted to get a little bit of a out of combat regen. There was still a tire up. Well, I guess tire's respawning right now. Never mind. Take that back. But still, be a little bit careful. Sometimes you think you're safe with like 1200 HP and then they just turn around and blast you and you're like, oh, that's not good. Bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. There we go. Thank you.
Thanks for that.
Thanks for that. Who said that? It sounded like Varric. Who said that? Fernando? Forcing it way too much there. Yeah, been there. That gives me big game hunter vibes. I guess it's just called big game now. Where like, you get a disengage and you tunnel vision, you go for it. You're like, I need my shield up. I'm gonna right click and push on there. But then the shield is up and you're just like, he's gonna drop it any second now, and then you're just dead. There you should have just backed off. But you know, again, I would have done the same thing. Preemptive shield in case they were pushing over to the right side. The Lex was low, trying to protect your homie. I get that.
You've done your duty well here.
Nah, legit. I would not use your ult right here. I would maybe look to go to the left side and not be up. No. Push forward off of that. All the way on to point. Shooting the Tootsies. I dig it. Torvald's gonna be looking for an ult. Does he have ult? He does. Torvald's definitely going to be looking for an ult. Get your shield up right now because he's probably going to turn around and blast it. Or maybe he's going to heal up first. That's fair. You can use your ult. Nice shot up there. You can use your ult to try to counteract it, but get to the left side. Okay, you knew what he was trying to do. Talk about super duper. What do you call it? Trajectory? No. Predictable? There's another word I was thinking of, but I can't think of it. You want to go over to the left side. The left side, getting over there quick as possible and then being able to knock them off the map. It's probably going to be pretty good. They are definitely going Wrecker. That's legit because you guys have double shield madness. We're going over on the right side. You could also just have the general concept of I'm going to get around there, and that's a beefy ult right there. That's a beefy ult. Ooh, yeah. That feels good, right? You try to go. Yeah, I get that. There. I'm so confused. I'm so confused what's happening right now. But that knockback. There's another thing too. Whenever Q Echo knocks, there's multiple times he knocked me back in the middle of a stone keep, and I'm like, thanks for saving me. Be careful about using that to a negative, in a negative way. He's gonna be able to dash back, but it forces his dashes. That's fair. Shield up right there. Ooh. Whenever you see a Tyra, try to throw up a shield right away, because if she tries to throw the fire, it stops on your shield. It may bleed through a little bit, but it doesn't get exactly where she wants it to be. Drox is shooting to your left. Someone's passing judgment or something.
Push the payload.
You push the payload. Is my okay. Shield is down right now.
You've done your duty well, healer. Here's some cover.
Fair. The knockback, you're trying to knock him in the back a little bit, but I like the idea of holding on to it and using your loadout card a little bit more. You just lost your Lex. That's fine, though. Your Fernando is kind of low, though. So, yeah, recognizing that and going back, they're going to start pushing on him. Okay, so you're just trying to get the Tyra in the back line. Again, yeah, it's just kind of... It's a fair attempt, but using your loadout card, just popping up the shield, being like, look at me, you can't hit me, and then your DPS can do some stuff. Honestly, maybe pushing, falling back there because your DPS died is probably the best bet. But you're back into the fray real quick because Master Riding is pretty good. Staying out of the fire, important. I like that. Now you're just looking to regroup, just eating the balls in the face. Where is that Terminus? There he is. There he is. The amount of confusion in your face was about the amount of confusion that was in my face right there. You knocked him back right when he went for it, and it was just like, okay. Nice. I think it's like the 4th kill you've gotten on him in the middle of a reversal with a charge kill. I would not go for... Use your shield right away, especially when you see that Tyra. Be careful of that. That burn monster just completely shuts you off. 180. Yep. Nice. Payload pushing. It is. Dismounting. Important. Good, good, good. Shield up. Tyra's here. She tried to get around it, but it didn't work very well. I would get your right click up right now. Hit anybody with it. You're going to have an immediate... Perfect. Now you're going to be able to shield again. Oh, not worth it here, I don't think. You want to save it for the last round? Oh. I thought you were... I was like, why are you running out of your ult? But you just... You went for it again. This could be over here, but... there goes a Fernando. Death awaits you all. Gotta get on point. Good luck. 180 shield. And get behind it. Yeah. Boomer. Put it on the right side. Found the Termi. Start pounding into him. There was just like, you don't, the way that you were going for the knockback is just like unnecessary, you know? Because like, alright, good job shooting the Tootsies. You were knocking them away from your teammates. Put your shield up, Fernando. Holy guacamole! Don't charge in without a shield when there's like 8 people there. Go help all the homies on the right side. Cool. Now I would be wary of a Torvald ult because I wouldn't been paying attention. Someone's got to get on point right now. Got to start that up. I think Terminus just ran in behind you. He's pissed. Bummer, he sucked it up. Get him off the point. Ooh, decimation, dude. Bang, 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 bang. Push off that. Push off that. You want to use that to push on that. You'll be able to heal up through the time, or through the damage you were going to take from Burn Monster. You would have been fine. And then you're really close to your ult, so you want to try to get up that ult ASAP. Shield up. Oh, you don't have a shield. Never mind. LOL. Blasted.
Enemy killing spree.
Oh dear. This should be pretty sad.
You've done your duty well, healer.
You can be as aggressive as you want. You have your ult up. Yeah, fair. Nice. Game over, says the Fernando. So your loadout, I liked. There was one where you heal every time you hit kinetic burst. I don't think that's worth it. I think you'd be better off putting items or putting loadout cards you would benefit you a little bit more, because a heal, when you're doing kinetic burst, that means you have to be close, and if you're close, you're taking damage, and if you're taking damage, you're taking cauterize, and if you're cauterized, then your heal doesn't do as much. So I don't know if the heal for the kinetic burst, I get it. If you kinetic burst multiple people, you get more of the heal. I just don't like it that much. Looking at my loadout real quick, I'm not saying my loadout is the best by any means. Most of them are just copy and pasted online. So if you find that to be a play style that you really enjoy and you found the heal to actually be helpful, then go ahead and keep it. I can't find Ash. I don't know where she's at. I found her. The one that I like to do, the shield cooldown for the siege engine, I have maxed out ramparts in siege engine. I probably wouldn't do that. The other one that I use, the shield version 2 with the lifesteal, the siege cooldown, and then without anything else, I think is fine. Having more shield bash cooldown, maybe not that helpful on that because of burn monster, but I really like trebuchet. I don't know if you had trebuchet in your build. I'm terrible. If you don't, I definitely think it's worth it. 2 ammo for 1 pointer. Really good. But you had HP, you had Indomitable, and I think you had ramparts, and then the other one was just, no, you didn't. You had lifesteal. I don't think you had ramparts, but you had the kinetic burst blast distance and all that fun stuff. Maybe I would consider doing something like this for funsies, but I don't know. Maybe I'd put that in here for the shield cooldown. This is just like max shield cooldown. This just feels so good, man. This feels so good. But then we don't have the lifesteal. But how much does lifesteal matter? I don't know. Your ults were solid, other than the one at the very end of the last round. Just keep in mind that, you know, think to yourself, what if we don't push it in and I ult? Well, then it's 3-3, and like a very general rule you should always go by is if it's 3-3, have your ult up. Just, that's it. It's so important, because that stuff is, you just win the point fight you zone and you can win. They can of course come back, but whatever. Item choices were fine. You had Cauterize, you had Master Writing, and you had Rejuvenate. I know Rejuvenate gets a lot of hate, but hey, more healing, always solid. Some people go Life Rip to stack onto the fact that they have Life Rip already, but you get diminishing returns. I don't know. I just don't feel like she does that much damage. It's a really good loadout card, but I don't think it's an item you want to invest into. Resilience might have been an okay choice for the Torvald Silence. Blast, I think, reduces Burn Monster, but I don't know by how much, because it does like maximum HP, doesn't it? So that's pretty much it, man. I feel like you did pretty well. I like the item choices. Pay attention to your teammate's shield if they're a shield bot, to make sure that you rotate your shields. That's also really important. And then the 2 birds in a basket with a bush or whatever, that comment I said. Perfect. But for now, I'm gonna head out of here. Thank you so much to Spin for hooking me up with this Coach Kami. And again, if you want to get your own Coach Kamis, well then just rewind and watch the entire video again, because at the very beginning I talk about how you can do that. Easy peasy. All right, I hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.
Hey, thanks for watching. I'm not gonna be one of those people who asks you to like and subscribe, so
I'm not gonna ask.